We've made a wrong turn, and Courtney has found a pot of gold. Now she's being stalked by a small man with bad skin condition. This is the Wrong Turn podcast. We've made a wrong turn, and we've moved into a farmhouse where Courtney has found a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow. This is the Wrong Turn podcast. I had another one, but can't remember it.
It's okay. Those are good. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Courtney, how are you?
Good. How are you doing, Edgar?
Not bad. We're moving on to, the lucky season, and
It's March. Yeah.
it's March, and we're not feeling so lucky at the beginning of this, but it's okay. It's fine.
It's okay. You know what? It's fine. We're all gonna be okay.
As everybody's been putting it lately, we are surviving.
Yes, it feels like it. It really feels like it.
Yeah. But
it's been heavy. It just feels like it's been heavy. It's a good word.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, like the unbearable weight of existence.
Yeah. Just trying to do your fucking best, and then it's like left and right. They're just like, nah, here's some more shit. Like
real life horror, dealing with real life. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But nonetheless, it's all good. We're good, and we'll be fine.
We'll be fine. All right, so today we are doing 1993's The Motherfucking Leprechaun. So bring your four-leaf clovers as we dive into this fucking cult classic. But before we do that, let's just talk about some things that have popped up in the news this week. We have the trailer for Strangers Chapter 1. It actually looks pretty good. But I have often been let down by trailers in the past.
Yeah.
Looks fun, but it looks like they're taking it back literally to the fucking roots, and it just might be almost like a remake or a story remake of part one. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen the trailer yet, Court.
I haven't watched the trailer yet. No, I will though. I mean, I'm sure this is in your news, so I'll wait till you get to it. But there's been a lot of chitter chatter on a specific remake coming out soon.
Oh, that's exactly what was going to come up next.
I was like, I know he's got it.
Bill Skarsgård playing Matthew Lillard, playing Jared Ledlow
the Crow
as the Joker.
remake.
yeah. Sorry, that was the best meme ever. Yeah. It's a bad.
That was good. Yeah. Or I even saw like a Pete Davidson one. It was like that made me laugh.
I mean, like I think I was fine with him. Like, whatever. We haven't seen it yet, so
yeah.
Everybody's making fun of him. They're calling Bill Skarsgård a cloud. What's it? SoundCloud rapper. What kind of irked me a little bit was the mullet. I was like, oh, I don't know if I needed a mullet.
It's interesting because I pointed out right away to you. I was like, "What's with the nipple eye tattoo?"
Oh,
because I was like, "That's so interesting." But I'm not mad. I'm not mad because I really love Bill. I think he can fucking act. Like, he's spooky as shit, and I enjoy him in pretty much anything he's ever been in. But I do get that it's like very Jared Leto, the Joker. Like, what are we going for here? Like,
I wasn't upset with Jared Leto as the Joker. Like, I had my own theories.
I was so about it.
They were like, oh, this is like a different Joker. I'm like, and there's like a bunch of storylines. I'm going to get real nerdy for a second. Where like there's different Jokers and they do different things and yada, yada, yada. Especially like in the same timeline. But there was also like a theory going around that this wasn't even the Joker. It was like a former Robin playing the Joker, which was like, oh, this made sense. Like, this totally made sense if they would just run with this and just keep we can forgive this for what it is, and we can just accept it, and we would enjoy it, and that would be perfect. But they were like, no, it's Jared Leto as the Joker, and I'm like, all right, whatever the fuck. What irks? All right, so yeah, the
I just want to say,
yeah.
oh, sorry. Before you go back to the eye tattoo, I just cannot stand Jared Leto as a person, even though I don't know him, obviously. We're not pals. But every time I see his face,
he's
I'm
not
like,
on your top 10 call.
Every time I see his fucking face, I'm like, I just can't with this guy. Like, I can't.
I mean, that's fine. That's fair.
That's it. That's it. I'm not going to watch a movie with Jared Leto in it. I'm sorry. I'm just not. I'm like, you have to, like, unless Momoa's in it. And even then, I'm going to be like, ugh, why are you making me? Like,
I mean, I grew up when Jared Leto was on My So-Called Life, and my sister was obsessed with him. And he was kind of like some sort of, like, new age James Dean, fucking character, whatever the fuck, sort of, but not really. I don't know. And I was fine with it, but whatever. I didn't really judge it too much because I'm like, he doesn't, he's not for me,
Yeah,
I don't think
there
I'm
you go. That is a really respectful way to put it. He's not for me. He's not for me.
But that movie Mr. Nobody was pretty good. If you ever saw that one.
No, I think the only movie I've ever enjoyed Jared Leto in was Urban Legend.
Oh, which we got to do.
It's pretty shitty.
100%. I think that's what we're really gonna go for now.
Yeah, I think that is. That's our niche.
we can't do anything respectable. We just have to do fun.
No.
See, but like I don't know if I want to, like, maybe we'll make a post where we go through all of these fucking tattoos. Like, it's just like, what the fuck?
We could.
So he's got Lullaby above his fucking eyebrow, and then he's got fucking a bunch of Chinese letters that go down his sideburn. And I'm like, there's no... For somebody that has this many tattoos, it doesn't seem like there's rhyme or reason. But then again...
That's very the look right now, though. It's like, I'm sorry, Gen Z, like, what do you want to say? Like, that... It's kind of... the look. I feel like I see a lot of it around.
But like, even then, like, some people
I'm not into it, but I see it a lot.
Some people like to stay consistent with their, even if they're going to be random, like consistent with the tattoos that they have. He's got I think it's Paradise written over his fingers. He's got the all-seeing eye like above his chest, which is nice. I like that. That's not bad. Then the nipple eye, I'm pretty sure that's an Eagle and Sheila drawing, and then the other eye is his nipple. And I was like, oh, I guess he's humorous about it, or he doesn't take himself too serious. And then he's got an unbroken chain. But I guess whatever. It has nothing to do with the
look. At the end of the day, I'm gonna see it because I do think that Bill will probably do a good job. I really do. So. We just need to see it. I want to see what his take on it.
You know what? But like, I'm a fucking hardcore Crow fan. Like, I grew up with the movie.
Yeah, I know you are. I am too. I like the Crow.
I saw it in the theater. Like in third grade, I gave a fucking book report on it, and I interchanged the words fucking hell and heck at the same all the time. Like I switched from hell. Then said heck the next sentence, and I wasn't sure if I would get in trouble for it.
Okay, we're gonna need a TikTok of your
report. Wait, hold on a second. Ming's running interference in the background. What did you say, Ming? Oh, she brought the. How old are you? Too old. 31. She said she brought the crow ring from Hot Topic. Called, was it Forever Young?
I know, you remember the wedding dance?
Yeah. Yeah.
How old was she?
How old are you? 22? Old enough. She's old enough to know better.
No, I need an age.
She needs an age. I think it was before I met her.
In the 20s. It's fine. Don't worry, Ming. Just tell her that we all do really embarrassing shit. It's fine.
That's fine.
I just wanted to know.
We've all done embarrassing. Courtney said we've all done embarrassing stuff before. She still has it somewhere.
Oh, that's even better. I want it.
No, the first Crow is fucking amazing. I love it, even though it's probably rated not great and it's got its fucking problems, but it's a fucking great fucking movie.
It is a great movie.
But all right, but knowing, all right, I'm sorry, because I'm a fucking hardcore Crow fan. But like, all right, so the Crow could have been easily, like maybe knowing what the comic book is and knowing that there's different versions of it, they could have just gone with a different version of it as opposed to just remaking the same story. I'm just saying. But whatever.
Yes.
That's a nerd's outlook.
Look, I'm telling you this. I'm gonna need your fucking book report on the Crow, the exact one, and then
it was like what we did that weekend. And,
yeah.
And then I was just like, I saw a movie where a guy dies and he comes back from heck.
From heck? Yeah, you can't say hell. You can't.
Specifically, my I can't remember if it was third grade or fourth grade, but my teacher was vicious, and I was very afraid of her. Yeah, here's to you, Miss Pigney. The fear of life into me for sure.
Yeah. I don't know if I had one of those. My first grade teacher was kind of mean.
And I think we've chewed the meat, long enough.
Yeah. Should we move into the lovely Leprechaun, my favorite little dude?
We're going to move into it. So today we were talking 1993's The Leprechaun.
Jennifer Aniston's first movie.
I think, if I remember correctly, Warwick Davis had worked on a couple films before this, but he wasn't really allowed to work on another film. He was under contract under Lucasfilms, and he needed permission from George Lucas to work on this film because he was in Return of the Jedi as one of the Ewoks.
Yes, he was. Yes, he's one of the Ewoks. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
that's cool.
So in some other versions of the movie, there's a dedication and thank you to George Lucas. And not to mention that
it wouldn't be for George. We wouldn't have Leprechaun if it weren't for George Lucas.
Apparently, which is fucking random. But also, Willow is also one of my favorite fantasy films of all fucking time because I was primed for it, and I don't care how many people fucking shit on it. Willow is a fucking amazing fucking movie because it's just.
I do really like Willow.
Nothing's explained ever in that fucking movie. It's just fucking gross. Unfairly rated at a 4.2 by IMDb. Boo. Which I was like, these people don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, don't agree.
Do not agree.
Yeah, I told you this last time when we were having little chats about leprechauns. Favorite. He's my favorite horror villain. Love him.
And he chews up the fucking scenery. Like I said, like he had to have taken inspiration from Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger, and it's just like a different fucking version of it. An Irish fucking Freddy Krueger. What the fuck? Well, how can you not fucking love it?
Yeah. And you have Warwick Davis, who is just like insanely talented. Like, look at his line, like all of his work. Like,
if he wasn't talented, I don't think he would have been able to make 6 fucking shit films, cult classics.
Yeah. Oh, he made every single one. Like, we're gonna do the third one because that's my fucking all-time favorite one. But damn, love that guy.
And as we do, we're going to be pressing play. Shoot, I didn't even ask you what version you have. Where are you watching this?
So this is funny. Get this. This movie was free everywhere. Like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, oh, I had to rent it today because I couldn't fucking find it.
Where'd you rent it from?
Just Apple. So I just have the rented version from Apple TV. I'm just sitting on the Lionsgate paused on Lionsgate right now, so I'm not entirely sure which version this is. Let's see. I don't know, but yeah, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? I have to pay for this right now," which is fine. But it's okay.
They tried to charge me on Amazon for $1.50, and I was just like,
I was like, it was literally free like last week, and I was like, "Is it because it's March? It's March."
I think it might be. I don't know. But
and everyone's like
I think we keep changing. I think we keep changing the algorim. So I think we're just going to start like Googling.
I think the algorithm is going to start like being like, "What are these two up to?"
People were like, "Man, people are really searching Leprechaun a lot. We should start charging for that." All right, so you're about 16 seconds in. You're on the line.
Yeah, 17 seconds in. Yep.
All right, pressing play now.
Pressing play. All right, here we go.
Fun fact: this movie actually bought Trimark or this production company, Lionsgate, bought Trimark. And Trimark was the original producers of this film, and it was actually their first production that they had gotten into. Before that, I think they were a distributor or something like that. So now if you have an old movie, it might say Trimark. It was before Lionsgate acquired Trimark. This is a Mark Jones joint. He was originally inspired by fucking Lucky Charms of all things, and the movie Critters, which we will definitely be doing eventually one day. So this is just a horror movie mashup of Critters and Lucky Charms.
That makes sense, because I mean, this outfit he has in this movie is very Lucky Charms. It kind of changes as the movies go on. Like in the third one, I very remember he doesn't look like this. Like still, the makeup is still always on point, but the outfit's different. But
Makeup's
this
always
one, yeah,
on point. And speaking of
always.
Makeup was done by who ended up being a very well-known makeup artist. The name escapes me, but he ended up working on things like Blade, and he ended up working on, let's see what else we have here. Oh, Darkman of all fucking movies, which is like nothing but, fucking movie makeup, which is fucking great. So maybe this is why that guy had probably such a high bar that they had to keep it really fucking consistent.
God,
and also,
I'm sorry. I just watched this guy chug a bottle of Jameson, and I want to throw up.
Well, going with the old Irish.
He's Irish though, baby. He's Irish. It's March.
So he's. And we're just playing into the stereotype of marching leprechauns.
Oh my god, yeah, this is so look at this Irish old couple.
So this is Shay. This is just O'Grady. His name is O'Grady.
They're the O'Gradys.
Yeah, O'Grady shows up to his farm in fucking California, apparently, because they made it all the way over there. And he shows up in a limousine. He's supposed to come back from burying his mother in Ireland. He's got a chauffeur. He's wearing a white suit, which in the 90s, the fucking, you weren't rich unless you had a completely white fucking suit, apparently.
Yeah, because you can't get that shit dirty.
100%, And his wife is completely like, what the fuck are you doing? And just Miss O'Grady. They gave her no first name because why would you? See, no. But all right, this is
not important.
But this is what I don't understand, right? And I'm just gonna jump into it.
Do it.
All right. You find out that O'Grady is rich because he found the leprechaun's coin. He said he caught the leprechaun, and right now he's gonna burst open his mother's ashes, which I'm gonna do the sign of the cross on my chest.
Okay, I see what we're doing.
he crushes his mother's ashes, and he gets the pot of gold, which he says he found a leprechaun. He asked it where its money is, or whatever the fuck. He stole its gold coin, but then how are you spending that money? Because eventually the leprechaun gets all of his gold. Spoiler alert: the leprechaun gets his fucking gold, 100 coins. But are you using that as collateral in the bank? What are you doing here?
Yeah, no, I understand what you mean. You're gonna have to transfer that somehow.
You're gonna have to take a coin and convert it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's real gold coins, but have you you just found it? You're not insanely rich just yet. Is that the point you're gonna get at? It's okay, man.
Well, you can't.
Yeah.
Warwick gets his gold back. He gets his 100 coins.
Of course he does.
So he didn't actually spend it.
Exactly. So yeah. So were you ever even rich?
How is he? Yeah. How does he showing up in a limousine?
Credit card debt.
Oh yeah, right. Now I have a huge fucking credit card limit.
He maxed out his credit card because he was like, you know what, I got money now, which is some real immature shit. But I'm sure that's what he did.
Oh yeah, you could. There's that thing where you can just borrow a lot of money and then just have your life insurance pay for it when you die.
Yeah, but I mean, right away, the wife starts getting fucked with. She goes inside and she's like, I'm gonna make us some tea, you crazy bastard. And then she starts hearing voices because the leprechaun can do whatever. He's magic. He can shapeshift. He can go into different rooms real quick. He can teleport. He can make change his voice. He can make anything a fucking weapon.
And I love this right now. So there's a small voice coming from the suitcase that O'Grady brought in, and it's just a small child it's the voice of a small child inside the luggage saying, let me out, I can't breathe. And then of course Miss O'Grady, opens up, which apparently Leprechaun's fucking magical, but he can't open up a suitcase from the outside. And
no, but he's tricking her,
which is associated with leprechauns. They're very mischievous and they're tricksters. And I love that when she opens up the suitcase and just little red glowing eyes. Miss O'Grady's about to fucking is fucking scared to her fucking shit. Leprechaun.
I mean, Miss O'Grady doesn't last long here. Leprechaun pushes her down the stairs, and she's like, "Get out of here! You're dead."
100%. She falls down the stairs and breaks her neck, which Miss O'Grady gets off real light.
She does.
100%. She just breaks her neck down. We're hoping that she got a quick kill, instant death.
She's in the wrong place at the wrong time, unfortunately.
Yeah. So Mr. O'Grady comes back from hiding the gold, and then he's confronted by Warwick Davis.
I fucking love it.
And it's great because, Warwick has her voice, which is great. You find out recently he can imitate anybody.
Yeah. Love this little guy.
And O'Grady's like, well, how the fuck did you get here? He's like, well, we got our ways. I'm fucking magic. Yeah, why would you question it?
Yeah.
You just fucking... You just stole my magic pot of gold. Why were you asking stupid questions, O'Grady?
He's like, I'm straight magic, motherfucker, and you're going down.
Exactly. Thank you. See, Courtney understands. Apparently, O'Grady had a fucking 4-leaf clover already hidden.
He just had one on hand.
Which
reminds me, I gotta go find one.
Apparently, you can find a 4-leaf clover.
You can. My best friend Lou found one like a week ago.
Yeah, but... in all my research, I did not find that 4-leaf clovers are weaknesses or, can banish.
Yeah, if anything, I think it's the opposite because it's kind of what represents them. Well,
see, all right. So there's the whole thing. So a clover, which is, I guess, a shamrock, is the national symbol of Ireland, and then Ireland is associated with St. Patrick's, but St. Patrick wasn't really from Ireland. He was from England, and he banished the snakes from Ireland, but there were no snakes that actually ever existed on Ireland, which could have been a metaphor for the pagans or the Celts because they believed in other gods, and then St. Patrick brought Christianity into Ireland. And the shamrock, if you find a 4-leaf clover, a shamrock was used in the teachings of St. Patrick, and if you found a 4-leaf clover, it could have been construed as luck, which now is associated with leprechauns, and that's the only thing I could find that associates leprechauns with St. Patty's Day.
Oh, good job, Luke. Good job, Edgar. Good job.
Hey, thanks for letting me go on that fucking rant.
Yeah, well, I mean, basically, what happened real quick with O'Grady was he got the leprechaun with the fucking 4-leaf clover and put him in a box and was like, "You're trapped now."
You're trapped now. Yeah. But it was that he just put him in a fuking corner, then just shot him, and then just put him in
and
a
I was
box.
like, so it's a little disappointing because I'm like, come on, little leprechaun, but it's okay. Don't worry, he's good, guys.
Well, all right, so that's it's a little disappointing, but considering what the leprechauns goes through later, Leprechaun gets his fucking hand dealt to him over and over again, but he keeps coming back because he's our boy, the little leprechaun. But but O'Grady's gonna be like, I've had enough of this fucking shit. You're in the fucking box. You killed my fucking wife. I'm gonna set this whole fucking place on fire. And I love this little turn, O'Grady's not as young as he used to be, and it's a real strain. He just lost his wife. He carried his body up the stairs, and his heart's starting to give out.
Yeah, he also drank chugged a bottle of Jameson.
Oh yeah, I'm not very athletic after I drank a whole fucking bottle of Jameson.
Yeah, can't imagine you would, and I would imagine your heart would be. You'd be struggling a little bit.
He'd be racing. I mean, he did. It would be
racing.
Yeah.
He fucking chugged so much whiskey. You green little bastard. But he doesn't quite make it. He doesn't quite set the house on fire because he has a heart attack. Well,
we later find out it was a stroke. But fun fact, these are one of my many fun facts that I'm going to just disperse throughout the movie. Mm-hmm. He says, "Burn in hell, you little green bastard." I think before a certain century, which I think was like the 18th century. I could be wrong. Email us at our email, wrongturnpodcast@hotmail.geocities.com, is that leprechauns were actually associated with the color red. But since leprechauns are actually fairy folk, most fairy folk are associated with green, and that might have changed. And also, Ireland is associated with the color green because of its, green fucking hills.
Very green. It's very wet, so it's always very luscious.
Have you ever been?
And green.
I've never asked, actually.
Yeah, I've been to Ireland. Yeah.
What the fuck? You should be telling me this shit.
That's okay. I don't remember a lot of the trip. I think I was just mainly drinking Guinness.
Which is
but I mean, it is. It's always wet.
Yeah? Oh.
It's just always wet, so everything is very luscious and green.
Okay. So, we fast forward to 10 years later. We have a California highway. This could be the PCH. And we have a Jeep rolling down with TV dad and Jennifer Aniston.
We have another hot dad.
Oh, you said you like this guy, right? Do you know where you might have seen him before?
Tell me.
He is Zach Morris's dad on Saved by the Bell.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. But I just meant like, you remember we did Fear, and it was like, oh my god, this dad is supposed to be like a babe. I kind of like this one too. Like he's a fucking babe.
He looks a lot like that guy.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. This guy's more handsome, I think.
I'm glad you think so.
And then there's Jennifer Aniston. She's probably roughly. Wait, do we know how old she is? The character.
I was just thinking about the same thing. Like, how old is fucking Jennifer Aniston? Like, is she 18 or like 22? I'm not really sure.
Right. Yeah. I would say. Let's just say 19. Let's get in the middle.
She's okay. She's an adult, but she's not old enough to drink. Fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she's supposed to be our stereotypical
like
LA
girl from the city. She's like, I'm from LA. Like, I don't like want to live in this fucking cabin. Like, my dad made me move out here with him. Da 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 da. Like, she's a girly girl. She doesn't want to doesn't want to do any like hard labor.
Go to the mall apparently, and the dad is like, hey, I just bought this place. We're gonna spend the summer here. It might be a divorce situation. Not really clear, but Jennifer Aniston is fucking icked by the whole fucking thing. And
I mean, it's a pretty spooky house. There's a lot of cobwebs.
I mean, it's like a basic. I mean, cobwebs. You got cobwebs. It's California. What I realize, you guys have cobwebs fucking everywhere. The amount of spiders that I've seen living here the last couple of years is fucking frightening.
There's a lot of spiders, but I don't know. I do like how they go right into the basement right away. Like, they're just like, here we go, downstairs. Let's check out this basement.
There are no shots of the inside of the house, barely.
Yeah, I was like, wouldn't you be like, oh, let's check out the bedrooms. Like, how's the bathroom? Is it working? No, basement.
Yeah, usually if you intro a house, you usually walk into the fucking, entrance of the house. But yeah, as soon as they get there, Jennifer Aniston's like, I'm fucking out. I'm staying at a fucking hotel.
Yeah, she's over it. Yeah, she's just like, I'm not going to stay here. This house is disgusting.
Yeah, and then, I mean, I've definitely stayed in some less than glamorous places, but the dad's like, you just need to be able to enjoy the other side of life, and there's more to life than just money, which is fine. And then they shoot a giant fucking spider, a tarantula, and if I saw a tarantula just hanging out on the wall, I'd be fucking...
Yeah, that was a really interesting choice. I mean, I get why they did that, because you're like, oh my god, but I don't think you'd ever... If I saw that in a house, I would also be like, you know what? Yeah, that's too big.
Yeah. No, 100%. Like a tarantula,
yeah,
it's cartoonishly big.
Yeah. But then Jennifer Aniston runs out of there, and then bumps into our main squeeze hottie.
Nathan, played by Ken Olant.
Yeah, he's okay, but yeah, he's a babe.
I mean, he was in a bunch of stuff, like I felt like he was like in a bunch of movies in the 90s, or I could just remember him from this. And then she bumps into him. He spills a bunch of paint thinner, because apparently they're painted with fucking enamel instead of acrylic. I don't know why, but she automatically wants to pay him off. Like, here's $20, help her, man. I'm like, well, that's a little rude. I'm just like,
yeah, it is rude.
But he pockets the money anyway.
He's just like, sweet, $20, cool.
He paid me $20 to paint this house. I just doubled the money. But apparently he is like the painter, right? And when they start getting to like a little flirtatious little banter, be like, well, you know, if you're afraid of spiders, she's like, well, I'm not afraid of anything, you know?
Exactly. She's like, actually, I'm quite mature. Like,
Obviously, 19, 18, 21-year-old girl.
yeah, exactly. She's like, I'm not scared of anything. And that's when she starts to do this whole, like, well, I'm going to show you kind of thing.
100%.
Which, you know, been there. Yeah.
Yeah, so this guy kind of was on a bunch of TV shows, like back in like the 80s and 90s. So, like, you know, he had a reasonably decent career. He was working.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he has a 60 credits to his name.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. I mean, good for him.
Yeah.
And then,
but again, yeah, now Jennifer Aniston decides she's going to stay because she's like, yes, there's a cute guy here, so I'm in.
So Nathan the painter's egging Jennifer Aniston on, and her dad comes out and be like, you know what, you can go if you want. She's like, no, I'm going to stay now, you know? And then we are introduced to Ozzy and Alex. Alex being Nathan's brother, and Ozzy just being the friend who's like a little bit of a man-child. And you see Ozzy...
I mean, his outfit, Jesus.
Great. I love it.
That's so
100%.
Amazing. I want that fucking shirt.
Right? So Ozzy's chewing gum, and I'm calling it. I'm saying this is a reference to Ozzy's other character in 1987's Pee-wee's Big Adventure, where Pee-wee gives the same character where Ozzy, Mark Holton is playing the character Francis. I'm just calling it now. All
yeah.
right. And then, so Ozzy's a man-child, and Alex is the fucking smarter one of the two, but he's a real fucking jerk to Ozzy a lot of the time. So they got a whole little mice and men situation going on around here.
Yeah, they do.
You know, and I felt bad for Ozzy, you know, because...
I do too, because he's just... I don't... Like, they do mention one time that I guess he does have, like, a learning disability, maybe, and he's a little slower. They don't ever explain it, but they do mention it.
And I'm like, man... Ozzy just people say that about me, but I'm fine. You know?
Yeah, Ozzy's just there because he's like, dude, I am a hard worker. I try my best, just trying to paint houses. I got a cool shirt on.
Yeah, what if Ozzy just had no other friends but this fucking kid, fucking Alex, you know?
Yeah.
Doesn't make him slow. Shit. I take offense. So apparently TV dad paid these guys to paint the house, which they do a real shit job because they never actually paint the house.
No, house does not get painted.
And then we go back to the basement where Jennifer Aniston is looking for Nathan, the painter.
And she's made some cocktails, perhaps.
Oh, I thought it was just some iced tea.
Yeah. I don't know.
And
it's a little extra.
Yeah, 100%. It looks like the giant cup of whiskey that we had in that becomes the breakfast.
If it's iced tea, it straight up looks like vodka cranberry.
It does. It totally does. So everybody's creeping around the 4-leaf clover box where Warwick Davis is sleeping in. You know, just these kids. And I have no idea where the fuck Nathan was hiding. You know, where he dropped the giant fucking tarp.
Again, everyone's just hanging out in the basement still. It's just the place to be.
Fun fact. Mark Jones had to fight for Jennifer Aniston to be in this role because they wanted something else. The production company wanted somebody else originally.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if she didn't get this movie, who's to say she ever would have been on Friends?
Who knows? I mean, she is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, and she is a decent actress.
She's not bad. Oh no, like I enjoyed her this entire movie. Like it's cheesy, but she nailed it.
Yeah, usually you can tell when somebody's being a bad actor at something. And she's very natural about this. This is great.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. So they were about to open up the Leprechaun box, and all of a sudden they hear a scream outside because Ozzy spilled a bunch of paint on himself. So it turns out if this is enamel paint, he spilled that stuff on his face. Reeks. It should reek. And he's not going to be able to get it off with water, and he's going to need paint thinner to fucking get it off his face.
Yeah.
But
And
this is a movie, right? So I'll just let it slide.
it's a movie. Yeah, of course. You just gotta let it slide. And it's also like if paint truly fell on him, it wouldn't look like that. But again, I'm not like we don't need to get into detail. It's like,
I'm gonna
okay,
get
sure, just
into
move
it.
along. It's true. It's just like he looks like it doesn't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
He's gonna ruin that.
I'm here for the leprechaun.
All right, so I see what you mean. So we do see Ozzy washing his face and scrubbing everything off, and we do get a view of the kitchen. Everything is covered in cobwebs. So I'm just like, Jesus, this house looks haunted from the inside.
Mm-hmm. It's old. It's run down.
Yeah, and this isn't like a house. It's a 1-story little farmhouse out in the middle of fucking California somewhere. And I think originally this was shot in Santa Clarita. So shout out to my friends that live in Santa Clarita.
Okay,
and then they moved on to another location where they filmed a lot of other shows like Little House on the Prairie and other shows.
Yeah.
And Warwick Davis felt embarrassed to be shooting this B movie out where such other reputable things were shot.
Oh, he did? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're full of the facts today. We did our research.
We're full of the facts. Well, I don't think Warwick should be embarrassed. He did such a great job.
100%. Yeah, he did this movie mostly because he couldn't find work and he was looking for something to do.
Yeah, and then I mentioned this before, but he's the one that decided that he was going to make this character, like, goofy. He's like, I don't want this guy to be just so, like, serious, murdery guy. He's like, no, he's a leprechaun. Like, he's got to be fucking silly.
Yeah.
Like,
I think, and originally it was supposed to be a comedy, then it became a horror. No, or it was originally supposed to be a horror movie that became a comedy, that became a horror movie again.
Yeah, well, like Warwick brought the comedy, and that was him. I remember reading that. Like, that was truly him with this character.
And it was shot as a comedy, and they had to go in and shoot gory reshoots to put in the horror elements into this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So then Ozzy goes downstairs because Warwick's doing the little child voice again, telling him that he's inside. He's
like, help me. And then Ozzy, of course, falls for it, goes downstairs, and ends up opening up the box with the 4-leaf clover, because the 4-leaf clover falls off and onto the ground, which is an important thing we have to remember here.
Boom. And like a jack-in-the-box, Warwick pops out of it. He just fucking busts out like the Kool-Aid Man. And it's a great little fucking intro by Warwick
he
Davis.
is. And I like how Warwick is also so cobwebby.
Oh, yeah, right? Yeah.
It's such a nice touch. I enjoyed it. I was like, he's also full of cobwebs because he's just been sitting in that box.
100%. And he's fucking starving. He eats a bug and he tells fucking Ozzy, like, tell me where my coins are or I'll bite your ear off. You know, with such a chipperness in his fucking voice.
And that's what's great about Leprechaun. He wakes up and he's like, all right, I'm picking up exactly where I left off. Who the fuck are you? Where's my gold? Like, he doesn't give a shit. It was never about anybody. He's just like, where's my gold?
He's very single-minded. He's very focused. He's just like, I'm here for my fucking gold. Give me the gold. Been waiting 10 years.
And then, of course, Ozzy runs upstairs and he's like, oh my God, this leprechaun tried to polish my shoes. It was crazy. There's a leprechaun downstairs. And of course, they're like, nah, dude, like, you're seeing things.
Well, of course, Ozzy being Ozzy.
Yes.
Nobody's going to believe him, obviously. You know, and it's unfair because, like, you know, I mean, I guess I wouldn't believe my friends either. Be them man-child or not, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely be like, we got to go check this out. Because I'd be like, is there a leprechaun?
Yeah, Ozzy, just come down and show us. You know? But everybody decides to go down. Jennifer Aniston, Nathan, and Alex. And everybody goes, another view. We've had like 10 views of people walking down the stairs.
I know, the fucking basement stairs. We're like, we got it.
I really would have loved to see them shoot this one scene where they set up the cameras and they just shoot the different scenes of this fucking staircase, like 10 different scenes in like the same hour.
It's just like, we just gotta let everyone know that they're in the basement.
we have the basement for a day. We need to make the most use.
How many basement shots can we get?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
So everybody's down there. Warwick's obviously hiding. Ozzy's giving a description of what Warwick looks like. And then, of course, he's just like, he doesn't look like a typical leprechaun. He's got fucking gnarly fucking teeth. He's got fucking awful fucking skin. Like, boy hasn't moisturized in like 100 years, you know?
don't think he's I don't think he's wants moisturized. That's not really his gig.
It's not his gig. He's not into it.
And so you can kind of tell that Jennifer Aniston's getting spooked. Like she's like, oh God, because they do hear a rustling and things like that, and Nathan and Alex go over to check it out. But it's nothing. As it, Warwick's not going to reveal himself just yet.
But I'm kind of wondering why not. I mean, obviously for
That's
the
true.
movie's sake, but like later you find out Warwick doesn't give a fuck,
Yes, they were like, oh my God, Ozzy is just a rat. Like, you big goof. Like, let's all go back upstairs and try to paint this house.
Yeah. So Jennifer Aniston's freaked out. We also forgot to mention Jennifer Aniston's character's name is Troy, but for the sake of this podcast, we're going to be calling her.
Yeah, as we do. We just call them as how we feel.
Because Warwick and Jennifer are the biggest names on this fucking film.
Yeah, Warwick and Jennifer.
We're just going to call them Warwick and Jennifer. They come out from inside the basement. They're at the front of the house, and all of a sudden, they see a fucking rainbow. And and there is not a cloud in the fucking sky. And Ozzy, from all of his stories that O'Grady told him, was just like, at the end of the rainbow, there's gonna be a pot of gold, and he just saw a fucking leprechaun. So 2 + 2 = gold, apparently. And he's gonna go fucking check it out. And Alex just decides to go with him.
I know. And he's like, "Have you ever tried to find the end of a rainbow?"
When I was little, yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, I was gonna say I totally did that shit.
100%. And then realized, like, oh, they're just optical illusions in the fucking sky.
Exactly. I was like, what do you mean? I can never get to it. Mm-hmm. But in this movie, you can, because it leads right to like this old abandoned truck, which was it the O'Grady's truck? Was it?
I don't think.
Or do we not know?
Yeah,
it's not explained. Just an old rundown truck on the property.
Yeah, it could have been O'Grady's truck for all we know. Yeah. Here's the really weird part. So obviously, I guess, yeah, O'Grady must have had this truck on his property because O'Grady hid the coins there, right? Alex is giving him shit for it, asking him if we can keep the truck. And then Ozzy's like, the car probably doesn't fucking work, because Ozzy's like, it doesn't work because it's the old fucking truck. He finds a coin.
Yeah.
And then he just finds one coin, which is like, all right, one coin. But then magically, a whole fucking bag of coins appears. I don't know from where, but
yeah, because it is magic. Like I know O'Grady. Like in the beginning, he hid the gold, but in this scene, it just appears after they find the one piece.
Yeah. So whatever. I mean,
yeah.
unless
exactly whatever.
Yeah,
move along.
Like, I mean, because like we can't make sense of it. There is no sense, And of
also,
course,
and I would like to make a little comment that Alex, the little boy, is like super into cars, and that's why he's all like, I bet we can like get this started. And I just want to say no. Sorry, this car is kind of
it's a
long
fucking
gone.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe. If you just need the frame, yeah, you could replace the motor or whatever. But he's a kid, so he's always going to want to be like,
exactly.
Yeah, can we keep this? Because that's what I was when I was a kid. Ozzy's like wondering if it's real gold. He says he hears that if he bites up the gold, he could tell if it's gold. Or sorry, if he bites the coin, he can tell if it's gold.
You can tell if it's real.
Yeah, because if it's actual gold, it's malleable, and you can actually sink your teeth into it a little bit and be dented, and that's how you could tell if it's actual gold, right? And then accidentally, Ozzy, which I think is one of the best setups in this movie, swallows the fucking coin.
Yeah, I thought I liked it too.
Because he's fucking silly, and it's Ozzy. He swallows a fucking coin. You don't think anything of it at this point. But these kids fucking think they're rich. And here's my other grievance with the movie. Let's get into it.
Okay.
All right. Later we find out that he has 100 coins, right?
Yeah, I feel like it was always 100.
I thought it was 1,000, right? And oh man, I don't know if I did the math right on this, but so we find out that I was doing a little research because I had to, and I think like the average grams per coin is such a number. And that number times however much the grams that would be in a coin times the current value of gold times 100, I think is only $100,000 or $140,000. So I'm just like,
okay,
there's they're not rich.
Yeah. Hey, like that's a nice chunk of change, but you know what? Don't get too excited because you're gonna see that go away real quick.
Well, the only other thing that might have made it more valuable was that, like it says, historical value, right? Because you could see like, the Celtic marks on it.
Yes.
And then now maybe it's possibly worth millions because it could be from 200, 300 years old, something like that. And then so we cut back to Jennifer Aniston and Nathan the painter, and they're just flirting, painting the fucking house. And Jennifer goes up to the truck to get some brushes or something.
This is so fucking funny to me.
Yeah,
she goes to get the paint, and then like the leprechaun's underneath the truck and starts touching her leg, and then she immediately is like, "Oh my god, like Nathan, stop it!" And I was like, "What? Like, I'm sorry." Why would he be underneath the truck trying to like touch your legs? Like that just makes me giggle so much. Like that's your first thought. Like, oh my god, he's totally flirting with me. He's trying to touch my legs. Like, huh?
And then TV Dad runs over. She explains the situation. She's like, I thought you were the one rubbing my leg. And the TV Dad's like, what the fuck is going on over here? Like, you're rubbing my daughter's leg? She's like, no, it wasn't you. It must have been an animal.
So the leprechaun scratches her. So like Jennifer Aniston has like a scratch on her leg now. They're like, oh my god, it must be this like crazy feral cat or something.
Yeah, they said it must have been a possum, which I would have been really fucking scared about. More frightening than a fucking leprechaun, possible rabies.
Yeah. So the dad's like, here, I think I hear the cat. So I'm going to go stick my hand in this hole and just see what happens.
I don't know how TV Dad made it this far because that's never a fucking good idea.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't last much longer here.
Well, he needs to be written out of the movie because
exactly he was too expensive. We gotta get
that's exactly what I was gonna say. And it's a gnarly bite with not great effects.
It's a gnarly bite. They're like, holy shit! Like we gotta get you to the hospital. This is bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. And then we see Warwick Davis inside the tree, but we obviously know he's not inside the tree because there's light inside the tree for some reason, and he's he has a rim light coming from the side of his face, and he's like they just superimposed it. And it didn't look that great, so I was just like, that never stuck well with me. But whatever, it's neither here or there. So everybody's in the truck, and for some reason they have to have this little bit here where Alex
has to fix the truck by just jiggling some wires.
The fucking distributor cap or some bullshit, like the fucking ignition cables. I'm like, really? I could have.
Here's this amazing scene where the leprechaun gets his motherfucking tricycle.
I love this that he used kid-sized vehicles for all of his fucking shit. I needed more of that. I need that.
That's what I want, and that's what I've fallen in love with over and over again. Is that little goofball being like, "Gotta get my tricycle," and later we see him in like a little fucking car. Like,
100%. Give me more. The fact that they didn't keep doing that in all of them, that makes it so fucking funny. This vicious fucking character. I know.
So fucking funny.
So they run to the hospital in town, which I think this is Santa Clarita, and then Alex and Ozzy run over to the coin shop, the collectible coin shop, and they go get it inspected.
Yeah, they're like, you got to tell us if this is like a real coin or not. And the guy that's working there, it's like, you know what, this is a really strange looking thing. How about you come back? He says like, how about you come back tomorrow? He's like, I need to study this. Yeah,
because they go over to Pawn Star over here, and they're just like, well, I can't just take your fucking word on it. I need to fucking do my fucking research on this. That's fair.
It's fair. And I feel like I remembered like possibly like this pawn guy being like, oh, I'm gonna take this gold for myself, but he actually doesn't. He's truly just like, maybe try to do some research here, and then he kind of just gets knocked off right away.
Yeah, Pawn Star is a legitimate businessman.
I know it is. I know.
You could be confusing it with part 3 because I think was it part 3?
Oh, part 3, yeah. That part. Well, yes, part 3. There is a pawn guy, right in the beginning.
Yeah.
Who was a little nasty, but
which is funny because I think Pawn Star here is wearing a fat suit or something.
He's totally. I guess if he's not, then it looks like he just has like a pillow for a belly.
Yeah, exactly. So he gets his book of ancient coins. He just
ancient coins that I had ready here.
100% just sitting in my drawer, ready to go.
And he's like, and I think I know exactly which this one is.
Oh, that's all we needed. We just needed a picture of the coin and just being associated with Leprechaun. Like that just would have fucking clinched it.
Also, his pawn shop sucks.
I'm pretty sure this is just the basement that they just...
It's just someone's fucking basement.
I'm pretty sure this is just the basement that they use to also to shoot, because this is the same pair of staircase.
It's the same staircase. They just cleared it out and was like, okay, this is now the pawn shop.
Yeah, they really got use out of this fucking house.
They really did. Oh.
All right, but
then he...
No, I remember posters of the Leprechaun and trailers for the Leprechaun scaring the shit out of me, because when this was shot in film, it didn't have the great detail that it's had. So it's had a lot of more grain and it had a little bit more contrast, so there's a lot more darkness in it. So the Leprechaun looked fucking frightening as all fucking hell. And of course, I was only fucking 7 when this movie came out or something like that. So it hit different for me. The Leprechaun was scary as all fucking hell. So the tricycle just, floating, or the tricycle just riding itself to the fucking Pawn Star guy here. Like, it was scary shit for me.
That's so interesting, because I was never scared of this guy. I loved it. I was fucking 7 years old watching Leprechaun 3, because when I tell you it was my favorite movie, it was my favorite movie. I would go to goddamn Hollywood Video. I don't know if you guys had those.
Yeah.
And my mom would be like, okay, you can rent a movie. And I would always get Leprechaun 3. Always.
Nice. We got to do movies that we would rent over and over again. Like, he opens up the safe and Warwick Davis is hiding inside. And
oh, God, here.
And I would never let something get that close to me. Warwick Davis bites him on the leg and he's just down for the count.
And then this guy just fucking gets it with
the best kill in the
pogo stick. Oh my God. This truly is my favorite kill in the entire movie. Just giddy as fuck, pogoing around and stabs this motherfucker to death with a pogo stick.
Awful. Because they are gnarly fucking death. That is a gnarly fucking scene.
That's badass. It is like, yeah. Yeah, it's so good. The deaths in this first one, I don't know. I think
they're not many, but they're memorable.
They're memorable. Like, that's a good word for it. They're very memorable.
Yeah. So.
And this is when he steals that little fucking car.
Yeah, I love it. Warwick is just like, he got his coin back. He's getting a little bit of power back. He's feeling his strength return. He sees a car and he's like, I'm gonna fucking upgrade. And of course, we cut over to Jennifer Aniston and Nathan, who they left their dad at the hospital, was going to be there overnight, and then they're just having a little banter. They're wondering where Ozzy and Alex are, and they're just having a little bit of dinner, some coffee. There's a little flirt, a little conversation, but nothing.
Yeah, because she's upset. She's like, "Oh my God, my dad's in the hospital, and like, it's my first day here."
It is.
But then he's like, "It's been a hell of a day," and he's like, "Well, the worst is over." Pfft. Not even begun, baby.
Oh, I love it. Look at that.
Oh, here he comes in his little truck. Oh, this is so good.
He's like, yeah, it looks like a lowrider truck.
It's so fucking funny. And then he zooms past his police car. And of course, the cop's eating a fucking donut. Like, classic.
It's the 90s. It's fine.
It's the 90s. Yeah. And the cop's like, well, what's going on here? What's this, like, little tiny car? And so the cop I love it. I'm sorry. I love it so much.
No, it's such a good setup. And for some reason, I didn't even realize that. I don't know if the truck was like this, but apparently he just filled the truck up with a bunch of shit in the back.
Yeah, he just took it. He's like, I would like this little teddy bear. I would like.
He's like, oh shit.
He just filled up the truck with things. He's like, well, why not? If I'm going.
Yeah, I would love
take my things.
I would love it too if that was part of the Leprechaun myth, if that he just collected things because he found value in them as opposed to the gold,
This is so good though, because the cop's like, hey man, aren't you a little young to be out here? And he's like, nah, I'm 600 years old. Like, fuck off. I could do what I want. But yeah, then the Leprechaun like just is messing with this cop and grabs his fucking face with his claws of his nails that he has of a hand.
Yeah, which is fucking vicious. So you also have to forget that the Leprechaun is also he's a mythical character, so he's obviously stronger. If that's part of it. So he just grabs him by the fucking face. The guy can't fucking get out of it. He just starts bleeding all over, which is a pretty good setup because later you see that the cop can't see because his blood is just going to his fucking eyes. Warwick sees the gun and he's just like, he knows what that is, so he just throws it away, and the cop just starts running into the fucking forest trying to run for his life because he knows that this little fucking goblin dude's gonna fucking take him out.
Why didn't he just go back to his car? But it's okay. Again, we're not.
You know what? I didn't even think about that.
Ran into the woods.
You got some really good shots of Warwick Davis.
Yeah, you do get Warwick in costume, full costume, running.
His makeup holds up. Like,
of course.
It's a little cartoonish, but I don't have a fucking problem with it. Like, that's not my issue. I have no
problems with the way Warwick looks at all. And I do enjoy, like, the fun camera work where it's just, like, his shoes. It's, like, little things here and there. That is a fun little dude playing hide and seek. Well, I wouldn't want to play hide and seek with him because, you'd lose. It'd be death. No, because this is okay. So like the cop hides behind the tree, and then Warwick is just like runs off, and then the cop suddenly is just like, ha, 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 "I made it! I made it! I survived!"
Yeah, I think Warwick is just fucking with him the entire time.
Of course he is.
And you can see the claws that where Warwick had just laid into his fucking face.
I mean, he's got nails.
And cop's running, and then he just comes across his little stovetop hat. Yeah, just sitting there. Warwick was just taunting him, just appearing behind one tree, jumping around, appearing behind another.
Very
tree.
Scooby Doo. He's being very Scooby Doo about it.
Let's see if we lay in another fact here.
Okay, do it.
Let's see here. Okay, here. Tales of the Leprechaun can be traced as far back to the 8th century, where they might have been known as Leprechaun, which means small body. In other tales, the name Leprechaun could be referred to as Leithbrogan, which means shoemaker. So it just really depends on where you get your information from.
No, I believe I always understood it as the shoemaker one.
Yeah.
Because there is bits of that where, like, like in the beginning when he's like, he was trying to shine my shoes. Like he does know, he is knowledgeable of shoes. Yeah, he's a little cobbler. That's part of it. That's also another reason leprechauns are to be said to be seen wearing a little tri-tip hat and an apron because they could be a cobbler. But then there's their if they're a cobbler, where do they get the gold from? Because cobblers don't really make a lot of money. But it just seems that they have. Oh wait, sorry. I'm just gonna interrupt here because this is about. Oh, the cops kill. Yeah. Yeah. Which I was a little let down by this. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. I wish she would have been a little bit more creative than just a neck break. Yeah. But that's okay. Maybe there wasn't enough around for him to be like, okay. I didn't get really creative, with this one. So the cop's out of breath because apparently cop's got fucking asthma, and he sits down by a tree. Warwick Davis comes from above, sits on him, just grabs him by the fucking neck and just snaps it, and then the cop just fucking falls down. And then we cut back to Jennifer Aniston and Nathan, and they discuss the fucking ethics of meat. Yeah, well, she's all like, I'm not going to eat dead cow. Like, that's disgusting. And then Nathan literally is like, hey, what are your shoes made of, lady? And I'm not sure what is she wearing, Reeboks? I'm not sure if Reeboks were actually made of leather. No, they're not made of leather, but he's making his point where he's like, look, you can't be, what are you doing here? But yeah, fair. Also, that food that they're eating looks like fucking dog food. Like, they just put gravy on, some dog food. Well, it's a diner. I'm never expecting amazing food from a diner. I think maybe I'm just, traumatized from meatloaf. I'm not a fan of meatloaf at all. I being forced to eat that as a kid. I was like, absolutely fucking not. Ming makes a great meatloaf. She fucking slathers that thing in ketchup. Ming's a green because she's half asleep, and
Ming does this thing
Well,
where she sleeps with her head propped open underneath her hand, so she's like half asleep. It's actually really creepy.
you're like, wow, she's really creepy over there in the corner.
So Lucky Clovers. So
well, okay, this is your Lucky Charms bit. Like, he does find a box of Lucky Clover cereal and eats it, thinking it's food for him.
So Warwick makes it back to the house. He's obviously hungry. He starts raiding the fucking kitchen. He finds a box of Lucky Clovers, which I guess should have been Lucky Charms. They had reached out
Another
to
rights
Lucky
to Charms.
Yeah, they had reached out to Lucky Charms to be a sponsor for this movie, you know, a little plug. But apparently once they saw what the movie was about, Lucky Charms pulled the trigger on it, so they had to change to Lucky Clover.
Yeah.
Warwick finds
I like this little bit where he like notices himself in the mirror and he's like, hey, good looking.
He might never have seen a mirror before, you know?
Yeah, it's true. Who knows? But he's like, wow, you're looking. And this is the shoe part. This is what, like, he goes and grabs all of the shoes in the house.
I love this bit. I love it.
It's so good.
Yeah. But I also love the part where he eats some of the Lucky Charms cereal and he's like, oh, it's fucking garbage.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I hate it. But yeah, and then he goes and grabs all the shoes in the house and he's like, better shine these shoes, make them look all spick and span.
100%. That's when Nathan and Jennifer and the gang get home, you know, and they start acting like it's their house. For some reason, like, they forget.
Oh, yeah, Nathan and them, yeah.
Yeah, they act like they're coming to their, like, they're walking around. Like, I would have left Jennifer. Like, I would have dropped her off at the entrance. They're like, we'll see you tomorrow, I guess, when we paint the rest
exactly.
of the
I'd be like, well, our day's over. Sorry about your dad.
Yeah, you aren't paying us overtime for this shit.
Yeah, like, have a good night. But then, of course, like, they all go into this house, and it's a fucking wreck. And they're like, oh, man, we left the door open. Did, like, a raccoon get in here? But then Jennifer Aniston is like, why the fuck are all the shoes out? Yeah, and also, 100%. They moved in. They moved all their shit in that day, and we never saw.
Yeah.
Because there's, like, groceries, all of their stuff's inside.
Yeah, but they left the cobwebs.
But the cobwebs stayed. They had no time to dust.
No, or is that stuff just O'Grady's Lucky Charms that's like 10 years old just sitting in the fucking drawer?
I don't exactly, but I don't know, because it's like the fridge was wide open and there was a bunch of shit in there. So it's like no one touched this house for 10 years until the TV dad bought it.
Yeah, there's still pictures on the fucking wall. Jennifer decides, she's like, she's had enough. Everything's fucking weird. I'm fucking leaving. She walks out the house and she walks right back in like a fucking Friends bit. Be like, I don't know where I'm going.
Well, she goes, it's dark outside. Like, that was it. She's like, okay, cool. Like,
and then with a little bit of misogyny, Nathan hands her a fucking broom. He's like, do you know how to work this?
Well, did she actually? Well, when she worked at the coffee shop in Friends, I guess she did do some cleaning. You know, I don't know. I was just trying to give her. No, but that's true. It was stupid. They start hearing the Leprechaun's little like tricycle bell thing, I think. Oh wait, Ozzy has it. Never mind.
Yeah. And now that I think about the reshoots that were done to make this film more gory, kind of makes sense with I don't know, the kind of layout of this movie has, because it doesn't. I feel like we do a lot of like. It just kind of goes in circles for a little bit.
It does, because like right here I can tell like if it was the research or like just the script in general, because Jennifer Aniston says that she's gonna go to a hotel like 4 or 5 different times but never does. Like, she always makes this like attempt. She's like, I gotta go to a hotel, I hate it, and then like 2 seconds later comes back, she's like, actually it's scary outside, and you're like, you've done that already. You've done that like 4 times. And
I'll bring back some more stuff later. So then we cut to a little fireside chat with Ozzy and Nathan asking about the fucking Leprechaun, and I just can't help but notice Alex's shoes. He had the pumps. I think they were the Reebok pumps, which I had back as a little. Apparently, if you pumped it, you know, it gave you extra air cushion, made you faster. Oh, this is a great little scary bit.
The bell ringing and no one touching it.
Yeah,
that is fun.
So it's just the Leprechaun just fucking with them some more.
Dead air. Sorry.
And we had some good comedic bits right here. Like Nathan's going going towards the kitchen door, and he's like trying to scope it out, and then he cuts to everybody just right behind him, just waiting for him to say it. It was great. So you could see where this would have been a comedy.
Yeah, but overall I'm really glad with how it turned out. Regardless, B movie, whatever you want to call it, like.
So Nathan goes out. He goes to check out what the fuck that noise is. Apparently, there's still clothes on the clothesline from Miss O'Grady, which I didn't realize.
Yeah,
I didn't realize
because she was like doing laundry when Mr. O'Grady came home.
Yeah. And then, because Nathan is our most capable man character, he needs to be given a handicap, and he falls on a bear trap that was laid there by Warwick, and his fucking shin. That's fucking rough, actually.
That's it's gnarly. Yeah. And bear traps, man, don't fuck around with that. They catch bears. Jesus Christ.
So Warwick pops out of the fucking bush, and he's just like, well, looks like we have to amputate. And he's got like a little fucking toy stethoscope, and he fucking pulls out an axe. Like, everything kid associated with the Leprechaun is fucking great. Like I said, it's so playful.
It's so good. But that would really fuck up your leg. But now, they're all seeing the Leprechaun now, finally. Everyone is now validating the fact that this thing exists.
Yeah, and this is really weird, because Warwick lays... All right, see, this is what doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because Warwick is smart enough to lay a trap, and now he's going to take on everybody single-handedly, and he just goes to bite Nathan's fucking leg. And then, obviously, this is a stunt double.
Yeah, that's not Warwick, actually.
Yeah, it's much taller.
There. You can tell it's much taller when he's running around, and then obviously when they're hitting him. But that's okay. Don't do that to Warwick.
No. I think they needed somebody to be able to run much faster. And then Ozzy goes inside to the kitchen to call the cops. And apparently, this is why we kind of find out that Ozzy you can't really believe anything Ozzy's saying, because there's a little bit of a boy cries wolf situation goes on. Apparently he likes to call the cops when he's got something going on, because the cops are like, oh, it's Ozzy again? What was it? What is it this time? A leprechaun? What was it last week? Because
literally, they're like, oh, Bigfoot or what, Loch Ness Monster? He's like, nah, this time leprechaun. And they're like, oh, Ozzy.
So Alex runs inside and gets Nathan the fucking shotgun, gives it to Nathan. Nathan fucking just cocks it and fucking blows Warwick away. And this is where you start realizing that Warwick can take a lot of fucking damage.
Mm-hmm. And Jennifer Aniston, I guess, is strong as fuck and gets Nathan out of the bear trap. Again, that is not easy. Those things are so hardcore. I don't know if you've ever actually experienced one. Oh my god.
No, and if they don't fucking rip your skin off, I'm pretty sure they can shatter your fucking bone. So let's assume that Nathan has a fucking cracked shin bone right now.
Muscle torn. Yeah, he's not up walking around, but it's a movie.
Yeah. So he shot a bunch of shotgun shells. So that's a shotgun. So that would, if that was somebody of the leprechaun size taking a shotgun at that range, would have fucking been ripped in half. That's
100%.
Very powerful. So Nathan's fucking handicapped. They're fucking taking. I'm pretty sure you just saw Jennifer Aniston cop a feel on Nathan's ass right there.
Yeah, why not?
So they run inside. They try to call the cops again. They realize that Ozzy made a mistake by telling the cops that there was a leprechaun outside, because they're not gonna fucking believe you, obviously.
Correct.
And Ozzy just wants confirmation. He just wants a little validation. He's just like,
I know, but they're all still. Jennifer's still come on, Ozzy, don't do it. I'm like, but what did we see here, guys? I would be frustrated too. Yeah, I was like, I'm sorry. We need to come together. What was that?
Thank you. 100%.
Yeah, but they're still like, Ozzy, shut up. It wasn't a leopard. No, what the fuck? Come on.
Jennifer. Get it fucking together. Just tell me what it was and we can fucking move on.
Yeah.
So Jennifer's realizing nobody's coming to fucking help, and they need to fucking bandage Nathan's leg up as soon as fucking possible. I'm not really sure where. Oh, they're just creeping over to the car because they need to go make another trip to the hospital.
Yeah, they're another trip.
Fun fact: leprechauns are associated with gold as a test of man's greed. So most tales involving leprechauns, with them being caught, are usually end up with the leprechaun outsmarting whoever caught them in the first place.
Okay, yeah, that checks out. Like that's like what the third one is about, which is what I enjoy so much. And again, we're gonna get into it, but like in the third one, it's whoever gets the gold coin and then like makes their wish. Like the wish does come true, but then it always backfires on them.
Yeah, a little bit of like a monkey paw situation, or be careful what you wish for. You just might
exactly, and I like that with the leprechaun because it's just like you don't like too good to be true, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. There are mischievous creatures that if you catch one, you get 3 wishes.
Yeah, but again, like a monkey paw situation where it's like, how are you using your 3 wishes? Are you gonna do that like, oh my god, if I have my 3rd wish, can I wish for like
so then,
for 10 more wishes or something?
Oh yeah. The be like I would need a crossover with the Leprechaun and the Wishmaster, or like the Leprechaun and like the Warlock franchise, just to see like.
Oh, that would be fun.
100%. So they creep out into the car. They're wondering where the Leprechaun is. They try to start the car, but again, the car's not starting because as the first time. And then Alex creeps out to go fix it, and the Leprechaun's just sitting in the engine eating the fucking distributor cap. And then the Leprechaun just starts to fucking wreak havoc on the fucking car. Just busts through the window. I think he bites Ozzy in the ear.
Yeah, he gets Ozzy's ear.
He promised him.
Mm-hmm. And then Leprechaun Warwick fucking to the barn to build.
Yeah, I love it.
Again with more of his little fucking cars, but he built this one.
Yeah, a little fucking go-kart with a fucking pitchfork at the end. Ugh.
Yeah, so good.
And he fucking takes the truck out. He just fucking one good hit.
Yeah, that's it. This thing barrel rolls down the hill. Ashes, ashes, we all fall down. That's what the Leprechaun says. And it's so fucking funny.
I love this. For some reason, I thought he'd like burst through the fucking car door and he'd impaled somebody's leg. I don't know why that memory is so fucking. Must have been some other movie.
Could be. Also, who knows how you remember things when you see things too young,
Yeah. So then, Warwick opens up the fucking truck. Nobody's in there, which I don't know how they got out so fucking fast. They would have been like...
Yeah, they did. That was a really intense roll, and then they just like, boom.
Would have been rocked,
Yes.
Like, no seatbelts, barrel roll, get the fuck out of here.
And then, for some reason, like... Nathan, even though he's super hurt, can run.
Yeah. Well, when you're running for your life.
Sure. The adrenaline really kicks in. So they all run back into the house, and the Leprechaun's following them. And there's a fun little scene where his hand gets chopped off by the door. And then his little hand crawls up magically and opens a door for him, which I really liked.
That's fucking great. But then, like I said, Warwick takes a fucking beating. He gets fucking shot. He got fucking, his hand fucking got chopped off. And he just keeps coming. So, like, very much, so you're very aware that, like, he's got to keep coming. You cannot take him out.
But what's really fun here is that apparently Jennifer Aniston has a cell phone. So this is like, 1993 cell phone. She's like with this big red brick, out of her little purse, and she calls the cops, and they're just like, hey, the cops are on their way and we're totally gonna be fine. But then it goes right into where the cop is the sheriff back at the department is trying to get a hold of the cop that the Leprechaun had already killed, and of course the Leprechaun is mimicking that cop's voice and is like, don't worry, dude, I already got it, like, it's all good. And so they're like, okay, cool, no big deal. So no one's coming out to save them.
Yeah, like, I don't even know I don't even think my parents had a cell phone back then.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that is really early days of cell phones, and that's a pretty good design.
It
like,
was. That looks like not like a cheap cell phone, like her little red thing that was in her purse.
And to have it in red in 1992, like
exactly, like you got a color? Excuse me?
Yeah, like how fucking rich is Jennifer Aniston? You know? The yeah. So like I think my parents had cell phones much later, and I think we had a Motorola like that, but like yeah, not till years later, and we weren't poor or anything, but like we could afford a cell phone. My mom had a cell phone for like a long fucking time.
I mean, I think the first cell phone my mom had was that classic fucking Nokia.
Yeah. So yeah.
But the cops are not coming, point blank, because a leprechaun tricked him.
Point blank.
Point blank. Cops aren't coming. No one's coming to save these guys.
Fun fact. Leprechauns could be the deformed children of fairies.
I didn't know this. Explain.
That's it. That's all I got. That's all. That's all they said. That some of the origins might have been that's why they look like basically.
That's why they're kind of gross looking.
Yeah.
Which is, I think they're beautiful.
Yeah.
I think Warwick is very beautiful.
Which is, well, I don't know if the ugliness could be associated with grumpiness, and that's another trait.
No, but that's a really interesting fact because they go hand in hand, or theory, or whatever you want to say, with the fairy, the magic of them all. But they're spooky. Like they're not as like
Well, the
enchanted.
only other thing that could be associated with it is that there is no legend of female leprechauns.
Correct.
So, like, where do they come from? So, hence that they are the deformed children of
the
fairies, and then they're mythical creatures, so they live on fucking forever, whatever the fuck,
That is interesting. There are no female leprechauns, and to be quite honest, I'm glad they never introduced one.
Yeah,
or maybe they should. Who knows?
It's not like a David the Gnome situation where it's just like a civilization of just like small, mythical creatures.
Yeah, no. I only want one leprechaun, and it's Warwick Davis.
So this is where this is where I think the movie takes a fucking turn.
Okay.
Wait, no, because she just goes to the.
There's a wishing well outside.
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously, I like it. So
and considering that like 4-leaf clovers isn't like a thing or isn't in folklore that mess with
leprechauns. Yeah,
like the fact that they made it work in this movie because like, oh yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Oh, because this is where Ozzy hid the. This is where
Ozzy hid the gold in the bucket in the well.
So their plan.
And so Jennifer Aniston goes out to get it.
So the plan is like, well, if we just give the leprechaun his gold, he'll fucking go away and he'll just leave us alone. We can just move on. Solid plan, like they're being smart, capable characters, which I love.
Yeah, that's something I would think. I'd be like, just give him his shit back. But I mean, you've already messed with his day, though, so I think that's why he's like upset. He's just like, he's had a hell of a day where he's like, you know what? I've been building trucks and chasing you guys all around town. Like,
I would have loved it. So, like, going back into like, leprechaun folklore, if they catch the leprechaun, and I think that's what happens some of the other ones, right? Like, they can get 3 wishes. I would have loved that term, be like, well, if we catch this fucking dude, like, he'll give us fucking 3 wishes. Yeah, I want to
actually, there isn't ever, at least to my knowledge, and someone please correct me, there's never like a plot where it's like we need to catch him to get the wishes. It's always about getting his gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, and oh yeah, so here's when we go to the scene where he's counting his gold, and so it is 100 pieces.
Yeah,
because he's going.
If I remember correctly, that's what it was. Like, I think each coin is a certain amount of grams, and the average is, I forgot what it was. It was like 0.3 grams or something like that. And if that is about the value of like about $500, then $500 times 100 is like $140,000. Not to take into account the historic value, whatever the fuck. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I know. I was listening to you, but I just also wanted to say that, like, the like you mentioned earlier, like the really one of my favorite things in this too is like when he is counting his gold. There is an idea where he would have just kind of left them alone, but the fact that we do know that Ozzy ate that piece of gold. And so now he's like, well, what the fuck? Where's my goddamn gold? And so goes back to the house and he's like, now I'm going to fuck you up because you've ruined my day even more.
Yeah. So I'm missing a fucking gold coin. I'm not going to let it fucking slide. Then they keep doing these things where they do these callbacks. The callback to the truck, the callback to Alex opening up the fridge looking for ice. So then he opens up the fridge and there's Warwick. And they just need to use a fucking bit where Warwick just, his hand falls on top of the stove and then he uses the spatula to take it off and just like, we're cooking now. Like this is,
I know. Then he's like dicking around in the cupboards. Like they're trying to find him in the cupboards, but he's always in one cupboard and then he's in a drawer and then he grabs Nathan's nuts, which is very funny.
I didn't remember that one at all.
just grabs it.
Yeah, different downloads.
Oh no, is that not in your version?
No, I saw it this time. Yeah.
Oh, you're like, I caught it this time. But
It's one of those things where like those memes of like, I think I downloaded the wrong movie and it's the porno version.
Yeah, you're like, wait a second. There's like a lot of
way more penis.
There's like a lot of boners in this. Is there supposed to be so many boners?
I don't remember this being an all male cast.
Yeah. But I'm gonna watch it anyway.
I found his pot of gold.
Sure did.
So it's just weird that like Warwick like fucks with him, but then he just confronts him head on. Like he has no rhyme or reason how he's just fucking doing shit. He's a little agent of chaos.
He's a little agent of chaos. So I guess as the movies progressed, he does kind of like he has more ideas, I feel like. Whereas I agree with you in this one where he is kind of all over the place. But again, I love it. Like it's unexpected, you never know. Like
so Warwick takes another fucking shotgun to the head or the head this time.
Yeah, he got right in the head. I like that his blood is all ooey gooey and green. And that's consistent. Whenever he gets hurt in any of the Leprechaun films, his blood is always like this gross slime.
Oh yeah.
Which I appreciate.
So it's fun because a couple scenes ago, everybody was running away from work when they were running from the truck to the house, and you're like, oh, if they just get inside the house, they'll be safe. But then there's nothing stopping Warwick from getting inside the house, so he just goes in the house and just starts fucking with them some more.
It's just like, what do they even mean? Like
if this leprechaun wants to fuck you up, he will fuck up your shit. And
exactly. The skateboard.
The skateboard bit is great. Yeah.
I need to I know on the internet, the meme of him coming out, or the GIF or GIF, whatever you pronounce it, coming out of the little barn with the tricycle. That's a thing. I see it all the time on the internet and it makes me laugh.
Oh, really?
But I think, yeah, I do. But I think there needs to be more from this movie specifically. Like him driving around in the little truck, him on the fucking skateboard, him pogoing. Not so much the death scene, but just him bouncing on the pogo is fucking hilarious. It's key. I love it.
So obviously they think they chased Warwick outside of the fucking house. So they take a moment to relax.
Again, I like your theory where you're like, what the fuck, you guys? You think you're safe in there? You're not.
No, he showed up inside the fridge.
They're like, oh, we can just relax for a second. And of course, he comes through the floorboards.
Yeah, because he's a strong little fucking dude. And then all of a sudden, I don't know how many shotgun shells Nathan fucking has, because this fucking shotgun has limited fucking rounds. Also,
that phone was never plugged in, Jennifer Aniston.
It's actually
so
really
sorry.
Funny, you're right. And this is this is a great bit because it calls back to Nightmare on Elm Street part 1. Same thing. Mm-hmm. The final girl answers the phone and Warwick just sticks his fucking hand through, much like Freddy sticking his tongue through the fucking phone.
Yeah. So I do like that. And it's this creepy little gross hand. But and I like your take on the fact that I never really thought of the Leprechaun as very Freddy Krueger like for some reason, but when you mentioned that I was like, oh, Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
I understand that. The
super
parallel is
obvious
like
stuff.
very strong, but I guess I was always just such a huge Leprechaun fan, and Nightmare on Elm Street is not one of my all-time favorites. I enjoy it, but I don't watch it that often.
Oh, it's my jam.
I know we need to do some of those. I think I need to revisit and give them another
only
shot.
The bad ones. We'll just do the bad.
Only the bad ones. Freddy versus Jason. I fucking remember that one.
Oof, that'd be too bad for me. So then,
it might be too bad for everybody.
So I think does Ozzy admit to it yet? No. So they're just trying to figure out how to take out the leprechaun. They'll be like, well, O'Grady told me how to take care of the leprechaun because he told me all the stories about the fucking leprechaun. But like, I thought O'Grady was dead. Turns out O'Grady's living in a nursing home all the way across town. And this is where I think the movie takes a turn, because Jennifer Aniston is going to just take a detour and just go across town, leaving everybody behind to go find out how to fucking, take care of the leprechaun from O'Grady, because this is 1992 and Wikipedia is not a thing.
You're right. How else are they supposed to figure this shit out?
Oh, the fucking library?
Just leave. Like, if you have access to a vehicle and get the fuck, I don't know. I mean, all their vehicles are ruined at this point.
Except for, no, because they have another car. Jennifer Aniston's car is still intact, which if I was Leprechaun, I wouldn't have left it intact. Would have taken all the vehicles out.
Exactly.
And,
the Jeep. Okay, you're right.
Yeah. And then this was the great bit. But Jennifer Aniston is going to leave them with no fucking weapon to protect themselves because she's taking a shotgun with her.
Yeah. Smart, guys.
Yeah. This was a great bit. To get safely to the car, they decide to throw shoes
at him because he shines them.
Yeah. Because he can't help because it's compulsion.
He's compulsive. Like, he has to shine the shoes. Like, because that's his I don't know, his destiny. Like, he's like, oh, shoe, I must shine it.
Like I said, that's his vocation. That's what he does.
Yeah, he's like, I must shine. It's so good, though. I do enjoy it because he's like, oh God, she's getting away, but I must shine the shoe.
And then I gotta give it to Warwick because he's wearing some sort of high heel buckle boot thing. And
those gotta be tricky to run around in.
Dude, you see him running around it on the hill. I feel like his ankles would have given out at any second. He must have fallen a couple times.
And this is when the magic, some more. He's got roller skates on now.
It was great. It was great because he decides to follow at Jennifer Aniston on roller skates because he can't let anybody get away. And then
right through the fence. That is
the cookie cutter.
Yeah.
The silhouette.
That's when you're like, okay. This was in fact a comedy, and then they had to come back around and add more gore.
Yeah.
And so Jennifer Aniston makes it to the hospital, which looks abandoned. Like, no one's there. It's closed.
You got some weird Dutch angles all of a sudden, and the place is called Chillview Center, which I'm like, I guess it's got a chill view. I don't know.
I guess. Or is it supposed to be chill or spooky? I don't know.
Jennifer Aniston, which I don't even know if this is even Jennifer Aniston or fucking just
it doesn't.
You can't see her face.
Yeah, there's probably just another double, maybe.
She sneaks by the security guard.
He's just asleep. You're right. That's probably not even her.
No. Anytime you can't see anybody's face, I assume it's not them.
Yeah, I agreed. Yeah. And so she quickly looks up because she's trying to find Dan O'Grady's body, right?
You mean room.
Oh, that's right, because he's still alive. He didn't kick it. So she's like, I need to go talk to this guy because he's got it, back to the whole thing. I need to go talk to this guy because he's got to tell us how we got to kill this fucking leprechaun.
Yeah, because he has to have some idea because he's the only one who's interacted with them before, because who else put the gold there but Dan O'Grady?
This is another Freddy Krueger moment right there. The reflection or the shadow of the leprechaun.
And then what is it? It's just
and it's just a mop and a broom.
So stupid.
It's so
not even
stupid.
close.
Is that
not even close to being this?
But it looked very Freddy Krueger-like. Again, when I rewatched it again after you've put that in my brain, I was like, oh my God, he is right. I can't believe I've never noticed that.
So she finds Dan O'Grady's room, and then she just walks in and just starts talking to him.
She's like, oh my God, Mr. O'Grady, we found the leprechaun. And then, of course, he's still in there. He's like, Jesus Christ, it's out. Or she said that.
Like, this scene could have been the beginning of another movie where like somebody walks in like, Dan O'Grady, it's out. She doesn't say what it is because he should already know.
Yeah. But of course, guess what, everyone? It's not actually Mr. O'Grady. It's the Leprechaun because he came back to kill him.
And I love that little Jennifer Aniston slow motion run outside the fucking door.
Yes.
I mean, she's really slowly like running out of the man.
Yeah. And then like some very good wheelchair action.
Yeah.
Wheelchair down the hallway chasing Jennifer Aniston.
Goes on a little too long for my
It does. Yeah. No, I would agree with you on that. It's a little much. It's like, okay, at least maybe you could have done some like fire behind the wheels or something to make it a little bit more goofy.
Oh, he does a pop a wheelie or something.
Yeah, but... And then she's like, I gotta go wait for the elevator. No, bitch, I'm sorry. You're gonna be running to like the stairs. Use the stairs. Also, it's only one level. Like, what level were you on?
So she gets to the elevator, and the real Dan O'Grady falls through the roof of the elevator. She's fucking crying her fucking face off, and Dan O'Grady looks like he's had better days. And Dan O'Grady's like, I know it would come back for me one day, but nobody believed me.
Yeah.
And then with a little bit of exposition, Dan O'Grady saves the fucking day, where he tells her how to fucking kill the leprechaun. He says that with a four-leaf clover. Yeah, 4-leaf clover. You know, freshly plucked from the clover patch, which could, hey, guess what? I have one by the well. I mean, I guess if I were Dan O'Grady, I guess I would have, made a bunch of 4-leaf clovers too, Just would have covered my fucking lawn in them.
Have you actually ever found one in the wild?
No, because I didn't know they existed until like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, real? That's right. We discussed that.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I used to search for them.
Yeah, I mean, I did too, because I thought they were real, but apparently
they are real.
Apparently, it can be a thing.
And I love this. I love that when she comes back to the house, because she's like, all right, gotta find this 4-leaf clover. The green light they put over this like patch.
Fucking hilarious.
It's so fucking, it's so good. Yeah, and I like how she just, she sets herself down and she's like, I gotta find this 4-leaf clover. And then she's like, boom, got it. Like,
oh no, not yet, because you said it's
I know, but it's pretty quick. Yeah, like, because
Leprechaun's hot on her tail, right? I believe so.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's on her.
And I like how there's not even a clove patch. There's just dirt.
It's just dirt, and she's just kind of like muscling, like, or rustling through things. She's like, gotta find a 4-leaf clover. Little girls shouldn't look for 4-leaf clovers. It's kind of a really funny line to me.
Yeah, 100%. Leprechaun's onto her.
Yeah.
He's fucking chasing her around. You think Jennifer Aniston might have had it? And then?
Do you think that's actually her running? And that one, actually, yeah, that would be it.
I don't know. Maybe it could be.
Maybe. Again, this is before she was fucking famous. This is before Friends.
So, fun fact: the movie poster was just Warwick Davis, coming through the door. It's actually great. It's a great poster.
It
is.
All I do black, enjoy
and
it.
It's just the light from the door and Warwick Davis. So after, this movie bombed. And then Jennifer Aniston became famous, and this went to DVD. They added Jennifer's face to the poster, and I think it's actually a picture from her from Friends in some fucking green light. So anything afterwards was shot way after. Any of the movie posters afterwards was shot way after this movie had come out. But I love this is like a slasher at this point. Jennifer Aniston goes to find the cops because she finds a cop car. The cop's dead. There's nobody coming to help you because Warwick Davis is taking everybody out. She pokes Warwick Davis through the fucking eyeball with the fucking nightstick. And then Warwick's just like, I'll just take the eye from the cop and I'm all good.
Yeah, it's all good, baby. Being. Very Jeepers Creepers of him.
Oh, super good. I was like, that makes it super fucking creepy.
I know, I love that. He's like, yeah, why not?
Yeah, he fucking
so again
rips
with the shotgun,
Nathan
door. Comes out and he's like, all right, let me shoot this leprechaun again.
Yeah.
But we know it's not going to work.
And that's a little bit of continuity error because the shotgun was in the back of the Jeep. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But
It was. You're right. Unless for some reason they were like, let me... Yeah. So back to the 4-leaf clover patch, everybody.
Back to the green
light. With the green fucking light next to the well.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, look, if it was actually that well lit, I feel like you would have noticed it before. But, it doesn't matter.
Well, see, for some, like, in the way I'm supposed to see it is that, like, the patch is glowing green. As opposed to there's a green light on it, which
right. So, that's true. I guess it would, but I think if it were to be glowing green and be magical, I would like it to be all 4-leaf clovers. But I guess maybe that's too much.
Yeah, because then where's the green light coming from, right?
Yeah, I was like, what makes it so magical? Because if there's a clover patch, it's just a clover patch. I've seen a million of those.
Well, if it's a 4-leaf clover and this is a magical world where fucking Leprechaun's existence, 4-leaf clover is, lucky. Is said to be lucky.
Yes, right? When you find one, it's lucky.
Yeah. So we cut to Alex, and Alex is laying a trap for the Leprechaun, and this is where you feel like Alex might get it. Put in a little of that child endangerment that I love so much in these early horror movies.
Yeah, you know what? In the old school ones, kids were game.
Oh,
it didn't matter. It didn't matter. I know you love Pet Cemetery.
Oh man.
Fucking knocking out kids left and right.
Was like you need a little child endangerment. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Bump up the stakes a little bit.
Yeah. So you do think there, because like Alex is trying to set up that bear trap, and then you do get a little. I love the shot of little leprechaun shoes sitting there in the barn.
Like, Leprechaun's like, I'm gonna fucking scare this fucking kid. See, that's a lie.
Yeah. There you go. Okay, so Jennifer Aniston finds the 4-leaf clover.
And it's fucking silly because Jennifer's just like, I believe, because Ozzy tells her, but she's really being really fucking sarcastic about it. And which was a huge thing in fucking horror movies. If I just believe enough, the fucking bad man will go away.
Exactly. Like, yeah.
No. And I love this because Warwick Davis is going to fucking take out Alex by a fucking bear trap. Fucking
oh my God.
That would have been amazing.
It really would have. And I understand why they didn't go that fucking far with it. But holy shit. Like, just skull crushing.
Oh, man. So then
but then Ozzy kind of comes in and saves the day. And he's like, it's me you want.
Yeah, 100%. I got your fucking coin. I love that.
I got your fucking coin. I got your coin. It's in my belly.
Warwick runs by Nathan and kicks him in the fucking shin, which I love.
He's like, get the fuck out of here.
I took you out by a small kick to the fucking leg. So Warwick tackles fucking Ozzy and takes his buckle off his shoe and starts fucking slashing, which I thought was horrific when I first saw it.
Yeah, you're right. But then Alex comes the same day where he takes his gum and then he wraps it around the 4-leaf clover and then slingshots it. Because classic kid, he's got a motherfucking slingshot like Bart Simpson.
Yeah, exactly. Bart Simpson, Dennis the fucking Menace.
Yeah. And like right into perfect shot into the leprechaun's mouth. And then Leprechaun basically starts melting rotting from the inside out.
Yeah, which is great. Looks fucking amazing.
Oh, it's so cool. This 100%. Is a really great scene of him melting. And it's all gross and troll-like Ernest Scared Stupid almost.
Yeah, it holds up. It holds up.
Holds up. And then he falls down the well.
Alex shoots him with the fucking.
So it was a really quick kill.
Movie. Yeah. That's all you needed, you know? I mean, considering they shot this guy like a million fucking times.
And then Ozzy having his really validated moment where they're like, you are smart, dude. Like, you saved the fucking day.
It's a fucking tearjerker.
Oh, let's get a little cry. We got him.
I remember Ozzy. I thought Ozzy died in the first time.
I did too. I thought for some reason that the Leprechaun did kill him, took the coin out of his belly. But, God, I love the Leprechaun coming out of the well. Like, the face and the melting. Such a cool look. And
they decided, no, I love this because it's kind of like the double shot to the fucking head. It's like, we're not taking any fucking chances. Nathan grabs a gas can from the fucking thing. He's going to set the fucking well on fire. Yeah. And we forgot that Alex had said the best line in the movie.
Oh, yes.
Fuck you, Lucky Charms, which they used in the remake, I think. And I thought that was an original line, but I forgot that it was done for this one.
Yeah, fuck you, Lucky Charms.
So good.
And And then the well blows up. They blow him up. They always try to kill him with fire. It doesn't work, though.
Oh, yeah. He blows up in the second one, but that's because, I guess, the iron rod makes him fucking blow up for some reason. And for some reason...
He blows up in the third one, too.
Oh. And the fourth one.
In the fourth one, he gets left out into space and explodes.
Yeah. Oh, shit, look at that.
And then, you guys, the cops eventually show up. I don't know how or why. Because apparently, like, how no one was getting to them. Maybe they heard the explosion, and they were like, what's going on over at the O'Grady house? I don't know.
And then we got Warwick Davis doing a voiceover saying that he'll never rest unless he gets his gold. And he's still got that one coin that's still in Ozzy's stomach that he's got to poop out. Maybe a stinger for a sequel.
Well, we do know that there are some fucking good sequels to this one.
Anybody who decided to listen to our, fireside chat about the Leprechaun franchise, again, apologize about the sound, but, we talked all sorts of shit about all the movies except for Back to the Hood and Leprechaun in the Hood. All right, 2 more facts for you.
Yeah, do it.
Other origins for leprechauns could have been the Celtic god Lugh, who was said to have been transformed into a smaller form, such as the leprechaun. Lugh was, I believe, a trickster god. Also, leprechauns could have been associated with the god Loki, because they were also trickster gods.
Okay, Loki. I like that. Loki's one of my faves.
One more. The current population of leprechauns are 236 in Ireland. And they are protected by the European Union.
I did know that, yeah.
What? You knew that? What the fuck is that?
Well, I used to live there.
There is a fucking population of leprechauns in fucking Ireland. We're like, oh yeah, we have 236 in this fucking, what is it? In this protected habitat, protected by the European Union. Get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, the Europeans are weird.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so Americans are weird too. We're all weird.
Yeah, that was by far one of my favorite fucking.
I just feel like I definitely heard that before, but that's the coolest one for sure.
And that was that.
There you go, guys.
Yeah. Courtney.
Yeah.
What are you going to rate it?
Okay. Well, first of all, are we surviving the leprechaun? No.
Yeah.
Because I truly believe that leprechaun, you can't kill him. He's going to come get you. I'm sorry. No one survives. I am going to give the first one, I'm going to go 9 out of 10 just because I think everyone needs to fucking see it. I love it so much. It holds up. It's a good watch. Like, I'm entertained the whole time.
I'm going to say...
I watched... Yeah. I mean, I know I'm giving it high because, again, I'm biased. I've said it before. Leprechaun is my favorite horror villain. So I like them all.
Fair. I'm going to give it 6 out of 10 for Leaf Clovers. Okay. Fair. Because this movie, even though it is not amazing, it is still fairly good. And if you're a horror fan or you're a B-movie fan, you're going to love this fucking movie. The only thing I wish it had, more kills. Out there I would think there's only 4 to 5 kills in this fucking movie, which is unfortunate to me. Considering how good the leprechaun is, you could have had him kill so many more other fucking people. Even if it was just knocking out people left and right. You didn't need all of them didn't need to be creative. I just wanted them to take out people.
I think that's, again, why I have enjoyed the third and the fourth one the most, because I think the third one has, without doubt, the most creative kills, and also the most creative plot points, and the characters all have their own really individual stories.
And that's when Warwick goes on a road trip to Vegas.
Vegas. Fucks up Vegas. So, Vegas, you guys, that's the next one. Vegas, baby. And I'm going to have all the fucking facts for that one.
Oh, yeah? We're doing Vegas next?
Well, I think so. Or do you want to do the second one? Do we need to save... Vegas is my favorite one.
All right, we'll do Vegas 100%. No problem. Yeah. We can still do it before the end of March, 100%.
Oh yeah, we can get it in there, you guys. It's early March. There's plenty of 4-leaf clovers for everybody.
Oh man, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Hope we talked some yucks, and we'll see you guys next time. Courtney, got anything to add before we close it out?
Stay spooky, everyone. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves. It's rough out there.
All right, guys, take care.